We saw a lot. We used to call it the Woodward Avenue Parade because we saw everything coming down Woodward.
When Detroit Public Television talked to Benny Napoleon in 2014, we found he was in the shoe business before he got into law enforcement.
Sibley Shoes was a great place.
What year was that you were there, and what did you do there?
I started out as a high school co-op student at Cass Tech. I went to school at Cass, and I walked from Cass to Sibley's at Woodward and Mount Calm. I started out as a stock boy. I was moving shoes and picking up shoes and mopping floors and cleaning toilets and washing windows and sweeping the sidewalk. That's what I did as my job in high school. It was real interesting, the clientele that they had there, because we had the business people would be there in the daytime, and they'd come in. They were at one time they were the world's largest Florsheim shoe dealer. So we would have the business guys coming in buying Florsheims and Brogue and very conservative business shoes. But then in the evening, you'd get the pimps, the drug dealers, the hustlers, and the guys that were running numbers. I mean, it was just a very unique combination of clientele. And we would have all of the sports stars would buy their shoes. I remember being in the store, and Bob Lanier would routinely come in, Reggie Jackson, whenever Mr. Ross was a big sports fan. And whenever you had visiting baseball teams in predominantly, or basketball teams, they would come in, players would come in, and they'd buy their shoes. I remember we used to order Bob Lanier's shoe special. And he wore a size 22, I think it was a 22 AA or AAA. We would get Bob's shoes in, and they were like big shoes.
You mentioned radio. They had radio ads.
Oh, absolutely. They used to have big radio ads on WJZZ and the urban stations, and they had the commercial that anyone who's a real Detroiter from back in the day in the urban time, Sibley's can fit anybody. What about the Bigfoot? Sibley's can fit anybody. It was like they had shoes, literally anybody, because we fit Bob Lanier. So it was really interesting back then.